Welcome everyone to the Tottenham versus Crystal Palace preview. We're going to be going over how we think the game's going to go, give you some betting advice, and give our score predictions in there as well. Spurs have been having an up and down season. They currently sit 8th in the table. Palace are kind of drifting around mid-table like they usually are. How do we think this game's going to go, Gui?
Bro, right now there's a dilemma going around Spurs. Don't know if they're still shit or if this whole Balle, that's a good name, Balle. You
Pele.
know,
Billy.
the Balle Alli whole thing, how they're having a resurgence,
Yeah.
if that's going to last. And that's the big question, right? I mean, they won 4-0, people got hyped, but then they beat Fulham 1-0 in a very unconvincing game. Fulham had a goal that was totally legal, VAR, up to its old tricks,
Yep.
disallowed that one, so they got the 3 points. And obviously, Fulham isn't a great side, though they've been better recently. Still, you expect Tottenham to win, especially if you got your formula, Kane, Son, and then these two informed players in Bale and Dele Alli. So it's not that convincing. So this one, I think, is a lot closer than a lot of people may think.
I agree. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I think this is a draw written all over it. If you look at Crystal Palace, they don't score a lot of goals. I mean, in the last 5 games, they've scored one, so they haven't. They're not offensively any good. And I mean, against Fulham and Man United, there's 2-0 draws in there. And Spurs don't really score a huge amount either. I mean, they did score for 4 versus Burnley, but that's unexpected. Like you said, they were poor against Fulham, so I think this is going to be a big stinker in my opinion. Let me put it this way: I'm not watching this game.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think Tottenham have an element of unpredictability to them right now.
Yep.
I think they could just lose 2-0 and look like absolute shit,
Yep.
or win 3-0, and you're like, wow, Bale's back. Wow, Dele Alli's back. Wow, Dyer's having playing like he was in September at the same time.
Mm.
So I don't know. This one is very, very hard to call, I think.
I don't know. I
Mm.
think
Though I will say Palace have a very negative goal difference. Like recently
oh,
they've
it's
had a lot of
awful.
nil-nil. It is awful, yeah. They've had a lot of nil-nil draws. They managed to hold United. They drew nil-nil to Fulham. So yeah, I still think Spurs will score. I think it's very hard to see them not scoring when those two are in form and you got Kane and Son fit. I think Tottenham will definitely score, but will they concede? I think there's almost an equally as high chance that Tottenham concede.
I think a big boost for them is Wilfred Zaha will be available. I think he's obviously their talisman.
Yeah.
I think someone who's kind of gone under the radar a small bit, Eze, for Crystal Palace, really really good signing. Really
hmm
also useful, I guess. Christian Benteke has actually not been super poor this season for anyone who's been watching Crystal
Hold
Palace
on. If you
games.
go back to the squads, though, just
Yep,
real quick, and go to the Tottenham midfielders. If you look here, well, the best Tottenham lineup consists of Højbjerg and what's his name,
in
and
Dombele.
Dumbledore, and they're both fit, and they
Yep,
both played last week. Lo Celso is still out, which is a big blow.
yep.
If Højbjerg and my boy and Dumbledore are both fit, I think Tottenham have a much better chance, and I think they will be. And I think Mourinho will play them, do probably the same lineup as he did last week. Because if you look at this, there's nobody else here that you want to play. They are
No.
all so bad. Winks, championship level. Lamella had a terrible season. Sissoko, sad to see his decline, but he's not who he used to be.
Yeah.
And then the rest, well, they're academy prospects.
What
So there's really no options.
what I will say about this though is Spurs now do have another kind of arrow in their quiver. It's now just not Harry Kane and Heung-min Son. Gareth Bale is now actually doing well. So while I do think I'm going to put my money toward a draw, I could very easily see maybe a 1 or 2-0. This game kind of for me reeks of, do you remember when they beat Burnley 1-0? It was like a shitty goal. It was a
Yeah,
bad game. It was 1-0.
yeah.
It That's what this game reeks of it for me. I mean, it's the same thing with the Fulham game as well. It just reeks of a really stinky game, but Spurs will somehow win. It's a typical Jose Mourinho performance, in my opinion. So
Yeah.
I think that's at least the way I'm leaning toward it. In terms of the odds for Crystal Palace are 6-1. Sorry, 1-6 for a reason. I think they're so poor. They just can't score. They just can't score at all. And I think that that's gonna really hurt their chances this game. I think the easy bet here is Tottenham, but the odds are really bad. That's why I'm going to be going for a draw. Anyways, um, so yeah. In terms of score
Yeah.
predictions, what do you think we're going with, boys?
I actually think Tottenham will blow this one out. Though it is, I said it was a hard one to predict. I'm thinking more about Palace and how, yeah, just they take so many shots, they allow so many chances.
Yeah.
And I think when Zaha got injured, you saw how their goals declined massively. Their chances, they had like one, two shots on target in those games.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I think with these four guys fit, Tottenham will definitely score. And I could see Palace scoring, especially because Zaha's back, but I still think Tottenham will win it. And I'd go for a 2-1, 3-1. Probably 2-1
All right.
to Tottenham.
2-1 for Tottenham. Just to kind of show the odds for that. 2-1 Tottenham is 13-2. That's actually pretty good. I think I don't think that Crystal Palace have a hope in hell of scoring. So I
So I'd
think
say 2-0 or 2-1. They're kind of the same odds, so
yeah, true.
that's what I would go for.
And you, George?
Yeah, I mean, I'll give my piece on the game. It's going to be a stinky one, I think. I agree with you in saying that it's going to be a bit like the Burnley game, where Crystal Palace's defense is relatively tough to break down at times, and Tottenham might get that late goal to seal the 3 points. So, yeah, I'm going to go 1-0 Tottenham.
1-0 Tottenham, 5-1 odds. Pretty good.
It's pure stinkage.
Pure
Really.
stinkage. I'm gonna go for a draw because I don't like Tottenham, but I'm not gonna predict the score. In terms of the power prices, some of them are quite good. Gareth Bale to have one or more shot from outside the box. He loves shooting from outside the box. If you look at kind of the stats for
Shit odds, though.
shit odds, yeah, but he has 1.7
Right.
shots per game and he's only played 6, so he does shoot a lot, and we know Gareth Bale shoots a lot. Like you said, the odds are shit. If you want to go for a safe one in terms
That
of the power,
second one is insane.
this one here
I think.
having two shots on target each. The only issue,
Absolutely.
I
Palace have.
I don't like that at
Go
all.
ahead.
I
Yeah.
like that. I like that one.
I like that a lot. Palace have been so poor defensively. Like, yeah, they haven't conceded, but if you just look at the amount of shots they give up, it's crazy.
The reason I don't like it is
I
because
mean, dude, Fulham had 16 shots against Palace. My God, in a 0-0 draw.
six.
It wasn't
But how
nice.
many on
I would-
target? This is the thing. You can have a lot of shots, but how many were on target? Because I'm looking at this game here. This is the game that I think is going to recreate. I think it's going to be 1-0 Tottenham or 2-0 Tottenham, and I think Tottenham in this game had 2 shots on target.
I would say
Yeah.
that Fulham are playing a lot better than Crystal Palace at the moment. So
Yeah, exactly. So I wouldn't give
Spurs-
Palace too much credit based on
Yeah.
that. If that makes sense.
Okay.
look, that's 4 shots on target from the 2 main men of the team. That's not that outlandish to bet on.
Yeah.
I guess, but if you also look at the kind of the shots per game, I guess Heung-min Son averages about 1.9, and Harry Kane I think will have 2 shots on target. I'm not worried about him. The thing I'm worried about is Son. Son kind of is currently at the start of the season. It was Harry Kane providing for Son, but if you look at that Fulham game, Harry Kane missed a good few chances, and it was Son providing. I think my issue is not that at all. It's this thing here, key passes. Son creates a lot. He doesn't take as many shots. So I think that's my issue with that bet. But I could look like an idiot.
And I mean, to be fair, Roy Hodgson loves his 10 men in the box
Exactly.
kind of thing. So you could find a lot of blocks and like little
You know
shots.
what, Connor? I'm putting my
To be
foot
fair,
down. You're putting your money on that bet. Put it
No,
on.
I'm not.
It's
Go
the
away.
scoreline account. Fuck it.
We'll read the rest. We'll go through the rest, and then we'll see what we're doing. Because to be fair, I'm putting €2 on each game. So if that looks like the best one, we'll go for it. Harry Kane to have the first shot on target. I think that's actually really good.
That's good as well.
I think it's better. It's better
Absolutely
odds. I like that more, in my opinion. Anyways, Tanga, Ndombele, and Eze to have 1 or more shot on target each. That one's also really nice. But I think because I think Eze and Wilfred Zaha are the 2 most likely for Crystal Palace. But the issue
but
is
those are the
Ndombele.
same odds as Kane.
Yeah,
And you know how Tottenham come in strong
I
into
agree.
almost every game they come in strong.
Yeah,
So if I had to bet on one of these two, I'd still go for Kane because they are the same odds, and I think that one's a lot less likely.
I agree. And I think that this one, This
It's
one
just
is
whack.
yeah, it's just whack. I think
Just whack.
it's just whack. In terms of the insane bets or the 500 to ones, there's not as many as some of the other games, but a lot of them rely on Crystal Palace being insane, and I just can't see it. Like Christian Benteke's had 2 shots on target in the first half. Christian Benteke's never had 2 shots on target in the first half, so I think that the only one that I can really see is that's okay is this one. So 2 goals in each half, 3 corners in each half, and 2 cards in each half. But that relies on Tottenham being insane. So
No, it is 500 to 1, and this, I mean, it's not that crazy. They beat Burnley 4-0, and you know Sean Dyche sides usually aren't that easy to break down.
yeah,
So if Bale and Balle Alli, they're all flying high as they can, you know, they have that potential too. Yeah, it could happen. It's 500 to 1. If you're
That's
feeling like it, you could put a few cents there, maybe even £1, £2, right?
yeah.
that's one I'd be willing
You
to
like it.
gamble on.
That's what I'm saying. It's one that it's not like it's impossible. Like if when we were previewing the Burnley game, the Tottenham Burnley game that just happened, it's the same thing, right? It's a defensive team that's about mid-table, and it's Tottenham going against them. So that would have come off in that game. So it's not impossible. It's just not where I put my money. So
I'll put my money there. That's it. Fuck it. 500 to 1. Why not?
book it. I think either of these two are really good. I'm probably going to put my money on the Harry Kane to have the first shot on target, but that's just me.
Mhm.
So the bets for us are going to be Harry Kane to have the first shot on target and a draw. Even though Tottenham are way more likely to win, the odds are just too bad. So that's what we're going with. But yeah, thanks everyone for listening.
Scoreline? Did we do?
We did score
Yeah,
lines.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry.
No problem.
Thinking of another video.
Yeah, that was Tottenham Crystal Palace preview. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks.
See ya.